Hey everybody, welcome back to Corey's Garage, brought to you by Reese Motorsports, your home for the Franken-7 drift car project. Today is a very special day in the sense that we are probably a day away from this thing running. I spent the better part of the later part of the afternoon and into the evening, and it's now 10 minutes till 4, and I got my wiring that I needed done. It's not pretty. I will go back through and try to wrap things in tape and loom and P-clamps and try to make it all nice, but I wanted to get it to the point where I could at least get it running or start up. So goal for today was get it to turn over, and I've been able to turn it over several times now, and it seems like everything is spinning the way it should be. I shouldn't say spinning freely, and it's definitely not locked up, but starter's turning it over, getting good pulses out of the cylinders, and so far so good. So that lets me know that my timing is good, that, you know, starter and electrical is good. I didn't smell anything funky other than a little, how would you say, I guess kind of leftover, I don't know, fumes and stuff from when I put the heads back together. But yeah, it kind of had almost like a diesel slash brake cleaner kind of smell, so I guess that's what it was. As long as it wasn't electrical wire burning smell, we're good. But there's not a, thankfully there's not a drop of gas in this thing just yet. So I was gonna go tonight, this morning, and go get some, but even so, it's, you know, it's almost 4 a.m. so I probably shouldn't open header start this thing in my garage, but I want to, but I shouldn't. Right now I'm actually in the middle of diagnosing. I'm not getting any power to my fuel pump. I basically wired it up for my 12-volt power going into my switch, out of my switch, into my relay, and from the relay to the fuel pump wire. So I'm not getting any, I think I'm not getting any power out of it. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I'm not getting any power back there at the plug, so that will be a little bit of a hold up, but I'll see if I can get that working tonight and then into tomorrow. But yeah, got a lot done. I got the battery box installed. I'll try to, let's see, let me set my stupid light up and show you guys a little bit. I got the battery box set up down here in the what would be the passenger side rear kind of cargo bin area. So it's just a basic plastic battery box from Napa with you know, just kind of some basic connectors. Got your negative bolted down there to, I guess, where the rear seat would bolt, and the front is like a marine fitting on the top, so it's got the little wing nut. So we've got our main power wire going into this here kill switch. This is not the secret kill switch I was talking about, but this is more for safety. So that's kills everything but the basically but the starter and this stuff on these switches. They can still turn on, but basically you've got your fan, your engine start, and your fuel pump when it works, and that's actually wired into the 12-volt ignition. So that, I guess that's safer, but anyways, I gotta monkey with that a little bit more. But for now, this is going to be our kill switch. I'll try to get that mashed in there a little bit better. It's not very pretty right now, but I'm going to try to get that fixed up and get this stuff cleaned up and, you know, have it looking nice and proper. But so I got the phone sideways, so it looks like I'm not looking at you guys, but the little camera's right there. Anyways, yeah, so car's all wired up. It's turning over. You turn the master switch on, or kill switch. I guess master switch would make more sense. You hear relays clicking. Well, you hear them click. You hear everything come to life. The OBD2 port does have power, but it's not connecting for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on there, but as long as somebody can get into it with HP tuners and give this thing a tune once it's running, I guess that's really all I could hope for. But yeah, so that's exciting stuff. The wiring was not very fun. It took a long time. It always does, but you want to do it right. And I mean, it's definitely worth it in the end to do it all yourself. And it was cool. I was turning it over for, you know, maybe 10 or 15 seconds, and I was watching the oil pressure gauge is working, so I was getting some oil pressure out of that, so that was good. And the battery, the voltage gauge is working, so that's good. I would imagine the fuel pump or the fuel gauge should be working, because I haven't done anything with that wiring other than this relay relocation. And the water temp, always one of those things. So I went to two places today. I went to the Napa that has actually helped me out a lot here recently, and I got there at like 3:30. They closed at 2 on Saturday. They closed at 2. I don't know why they didn't go to lunch. They closed at 2. So that sucked. Yeah, I can put the phone back down so I can quit shaking. Nah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so then I went by one of the O'Reillys and was looking for the oldest person there to talk to, because sometimes, unfortunately, the younger people that work there just aren't quite as much help as you would like them to be. We'll just keep it nice. So anyways, either they were not willing to, or they honestly did not have an adapter for the temperature gauge to go into the little fitting that I've got for it from Speedway Motors or whatever it's called. So I did what any good home-brewed car builder mechanic would do, and broke out the JB Weld. So I've got the coolant temp sensor now JB welded to the adapter bushing, adapter flare, whatever, and so I'm gonna let that sit overnight and plug that in tomorrow, and hopefully that'll let my coolant temperature gauge work on the RX-7. I think I noticed the tech jumping a little bit, but I'm not sure. There's a couple of things, like there's a lot of grounds that I haven't hooked up yet that I need to hook up. That'll help this thing definitely run better, I'm sure. So I'm going to go through and definitely make sure every ground that I have available is hooked up, and then I would like a ground on each corner of the block just to be safe. And but yeah, it was nice to hear it turn over, and it didn't seem like it was struggling at all. And I even looked down and I could see the drive shaft spinning through my shifter hole. And I mean, not that it was starting in gear, but you know, sometimes when they run, if they're in neutral, they'll still kind of, I guess maybe the vibration makes everything rotate, or I don't know. But yeah, so that was exciting. And yeah, it's just really cool, man, to see all these parts finally coming together. So I guess we'll make it the goal of, if I can get this thing running tomorrow, I want to get it, I want to go through front to back. I want to finally get the brakes bled all the way, get the clutch bled all the way, make sure everything's good and tight on all the suspension, you know, strut bolts and trailing arm bolts, and everything that I've touched I want to make sure is good and tight. Obviously we'd have to top off the coolant, or fill up the coolant and top everything off. Top off, change the transmission fluid and diff fluid. It's already got oil in it, and we made a little oil pressure, and then let's yeah, and then maybe get the wheels, tires bolted on, and see if we can make it move under its own power. And if that goes okay, then maybe take it up and down the street, maybe around the block. And if that's going good, then we'll start on the exhaust system. I might have mentioned it in yesterday's video. Notice the starter is just ever so slightly touching one of the primary tubes for the passenger side header. So I really don't want to take the header out again, just cause it can be a real struggle putting that back together. So I might just leave it for now. Hopefully it doesn't cause too much of an issue, or if I could get a pry bar or air hammer or something and just real quick just to give it just a little bit of clearance. I would feel better for it not touching, but we'll see. Also, the V-band on that side is so close to the floor and the frame. I feel like it's going to be really hard to get that to clamp on, so I'll probably need to clearance the floor and frame rail a little bit on the passenger side V-band clamp. And yeah, then we'll just start laying out the exhaust and grabbing pieces. And I got a handful of cut-off wheels today at Harbor Freight. And yeah, if we need to start doing some pie cuts or whatever, I'll try my best. It's kind of hard to with just a cut-off wheel. But yeah, it's come a long, long way since basically, what was it, like the first week of May, essentially, or second week of May, that really this project really took off and started. I mean, it started 2017, but it's really been going since the last, 2 months, almost, month and a half. So it's just really exciting to have got this far in this amount of time. And I'm just really thankful and blessed, and I'm trying to stay quiet because it's so early or late, depending on how you look at it. But once we hear this thing fire up, there's going to be some tears probably, and there's going to be some joy and some hugs. I'll probably have my wife film while I do it, so you might get to hear her a little bit. And yeah, this will be just really exciting to hear all this stuff work together and run. And oh, I just hope it works. I hope it works. I hope it is well put together. I hope nothing rattles itself loose. I've tried to take care of all the rust and all that stuff, as I'm looking at a hole right now that I somehow neglected, but we'll get to that. But I just want to give a shout out to all you guys for watching, all 25 subscribers. Not making fun. I appreciate each and every one of you. It means a lot. Definitely my brother for turning me on to LS's in the first place. My wife for supporting me through this phase of the project. Been a long time coming, and couldn't have done it without working together with her. I usually refer to my wife as the CFO of our household, just because she takes care of all of our incoming and outgoing bills and stuff like that. And she does such a great job with our son while I'm at work, and then we work together when we're here, and she makes ways for me to try to get rest with my crazy schedule and stuff. So I owe a lot to her. And yeah, it's just really a lot to be thankful for, and definitely thankful to God for giving me the ability to learn how to work on cars, to understand how these systems work, how all these principles of electronics and tensile strength and temperatures and fluidity and all the things that go into making a car work. I couldn't do it without my Creator giving me that love and that passion for that. So thank you, Lord, for that. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, I guess that's all I got for tonight. Hopefully tomorrow, first start. We'll see. Everybody, keep me in your prayers. Keep me in your thoughts. Yeah, we'll see how tomorrow goes, and maybe we'll get a first start and maybe a first drive over the weekend, and maybe Monday make an exhaust for this thing. We'll see. We'll talk to you then.